Hey everyone, Metagross Freak here. I'm super excited. I'm back in San Jose and I'm able to bring you the Bionicle video that I promised you basically back in January. I did end up doing the Lord of Skull Spiders video because I felt bad. So without further ado, here comes the final Toa. I'm just kidding. The final Toa, Gali Master of Water. Um, So without further ado, I'm going to do like I did with the other Toas. I'm going to set up the skeleton of it, show you putting on the armor, show off its function, and it's going to be awesome. So I'll see you in a minute. This is the skeletal Gali, or Gali, depending on how you want to pronounce it in your region, I guess. It's got a good mix of this gray, a little bit of silver on the hands and feet, and this beautiful translucent blue. And like all either toe, she's got a lime green eye stalk. For the function, she's got the gearbox in the back, which surprisingly enough, these yellow gear things actually fit her design. They look very aquatic. The other characters, they kind of stuck out a little bit, but on her it works. For function, she's got the simple gear function of moving the arm, and you'll notice she has a couple gears in the front, and the double gear in the. Oops, sorry. She's got two gears in the front, and maybe you can see in there she's got a double gear there, and that's to increase friction, because she has a very heavy weapon. So without further ado, let me armor Gali up. We start off with these these larger plate armors with a spike on each one. It's kind of difficult because it blends in a little with my shirt, but we can pop those on. Some nice like shin armor. It's kind of nice. I like that. You don't see shin armor a lot that has bits on it. It's kind of cool. Kind of makes her a little more shark-like. I like that. And oh my gosh, the camera can't pick it up, but you have this beautiful shade of blue. I would almost even say it's kind of a light blue or a turquoise. It's just very, very nice. Let's go on the thigh. On the arms, we have more of this translucent blue. Love the way this looks. Those go on the upper arms. Meanwhile, the wrists are just outfitted with kind of this, gunmetal color. There we go. She's almost done there. To continue on, we have more of these lighter blue plate armors, and those connect on these little, I guess I don't know what they call them, cerulean or sapphire or whatever balls up on the shoulders. Don't have a lot of posability with it, but oops, decided to do the splits there, huh, Gali? Similar to Tahu, the shoulder armor I think is a nice addition. In fact, after adding on these silver, I guess you could call them like reinforcer pieces, she basically has Tahu's shoulder pieces, except his just is a little bit more posable. But for Gali, you can tilt those down a little bit, give her kind of a look like that, or if you want, you can try to angle them back. Remember, it's your figure, so you can make it look however you like, and I kind of like having it tilted back a little bit. As you can see, it kind of makes it look a little bit more aquadynamic, a little bit more like she's quick and speedy. You bend it for the arms a little bit. There we go. All right. Next up, next up on the back, we've got one of these little translucent blue plates. I guess for some reason they wanted to give her some butt armor. I don't know. That's really what it is. It adds bulk to her backside. So, oh well. Next up for the chest armor, we've got I like to call these the kind of like an Omnitrix watch kind of thing, because you can see it has those like little fan blade kind of gear look. I've got one of those, basically, to get these nice abs, these bloody nice abs on the toa here, and a nice chest plate. This is a printed chest plate. I mentioned that on the Liwa one it had a similar print. It looks like a parrot, and on this one it kind of looks almost like a like that's like speeding through the water, and you have like this like barracuda or maybe like a piranha just going like whoosh. It's kind of cool. That just presses on in the front. And there we have it. Now to finish it up, we just have to add the Mask of Water. A lot of people are complaining that it looks very different than the original Mask of Underwater Breathing. I actually do kind of like it. I wasn't a big fan of the Gali Nuva mask from original Bionicle. I wasn't a, and I kind of thought the original Gali mask looked kind of weird because it was a scuba mask and everyone else had these kind of crazy cool masks. But this I like. I like this. It looks kind of like a little bit of a mix between the two. You've got the visor and you've got the breathing apparatus of the original, but you've got the shape and kind of like the form of the Nuva. It reminds me a lot of the Bionicle Mask of Light mask. The mask they have for Gali is interesting, to say the least. But it reminds me a lot of this. This mask reminds me a lot of the Gali Nuva from the movie mask, and so I actually really like it. And of course, it comes with a gold one too, so you can switch out. However, I don't think the gold looks as good. I'll show you why. Because there we go. I'm not going to put it on right away, but there it is with the blue. As you can see, it matches really well. The gold, however, doesn't really match, because other than this little stripe on her chest, she does not have a lot of gold. So I don't think the gold works as well. The other main accessory it comes with is a skull spider, because everything has a skull spider. And because it's the same gunmetal gray that Gali is, let me just move these legs so I can press it up. I think this one looks really good on her because it makes it look kind of like a Cthulhu undersea lord thing. If you take off these take off this skull spider legs, you can have actually kind of a cool alternate mask if you want to make Gali a villain character, or just base a villain character off of it. So let me just pop the mask on. And there she is. So, lastly, there was a couple extra parts, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Your mileage may vary, but I had a couple extra little parts, as you can see. For weapons, she's got a very complicated weapon. Normally, you have this long spear. In fact, it's so long it doesn't even fit on my screen. I have to move it off the screen. This is her weapon. It's this long spear. It's kind of crazy long. In fact, it's about as tall as she is. Let me show you the comparison there. It's about as tall as she is, give or take, a centimeter or two. So it's a big spear. And she also comes with these, I believe they call them shark fin blades. Essentially, they're Liwa axes with these little bits on them. And you can do one of two things. For her normal fighting mode, she just holds the spear, and the shark fin blades attach to her feet. Kind of similar to the Pohatu thing, or even her Nuva form. They attach using these black pegs onto her feet. I'm not going to put it in right away, but I'm not going to put it in just because oh, and for some reason they attach upside down, They don't attach like that on her foot, like a normal fin you'd expect. Instead, it attaches like that. So it's kind of like a reverse fin with these hooks on the side. It's kind of interesting. But the adrenaline mode, which is with the mask, instead has you flip around the spear. So now you have the really long spearhead as the butt of the weapon. So it sticks out this far. it sticks out pretty far from the back. And then you just attach the fins, you detach them from her feet, and reattach them like that. And it's so heavy you even saw her arm just boom. She cannot hold up the weapon on her own. You know, if you put the arm like that, you know, she becomes very top heavy. In fact, if I push her, she falls over. It's a very, very heavy weapon. And it doesn't really offer a lot of great poses because you have to put her arm back and then try to get it into a comfortable pose, you know. That's a comfortable pose for her, just holding the staff. It is massive. So I would not keep it in this mode. I would instead, unlike Pohatu, who has the dagger that can be stored on his back, I don't think this is a good mode for Gali. So instead I will simply just unpeg the shark fins. Oh, and now she's a little back heavy because I removed all the weight in the back. Another thing you can do in the box is you can have her holding the spearhead on the bottom, so she's going to go, she's going to chuck it at you, like a spear, like you would expect for a spear. I'm trying to angle this because it's a very long pole. Yeah, Gali likes working the pole. I'm kidding. Don't get mad at me. Just gonna attach these at the bottom. Almost attached that the wrong way. Silly meta tricks are for kids. Okay. her legs, because of the increased weight. Oh, she doesn't have the friction piece like Anawa and Kopaka and Tahu have. So the increased weight from the shark fin blades actually does make her legs a little bit heavier and thus a little less stable. But if you lean her on the blades, she's fine. In fact, it gives her a little more height, and so it just kind of goes just to show it's just another Toa taller than taller than Pohatu. So there we go. Toa Gali, Master of Water with a Skull Spider. I'm gonna pull up so you can see her in her full height because she looks a little squat in this version. Like I said, in pulled back, she looks a lot taller. And the fins with the barbs look really good. Like that, it basically kind of, it almost looks like she's got like a mermaid tail if you put her feet together. It's very cool. I do wish that the shoulder pieces were a little bit longer because you do kind of bump into her head, especially if you pose them like that. She just has like a very bulky side. And if you put them down all the way, then she has very just high pointing shoulders. So it's really kind of up to you. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. It was definitely worth waiting a whole semester for me in order to get this. Because I'm really excited and it's going right on my shelf. So next video, look forward to it. It's the Pohatu upgrade. Thanks for watching. I'm Metagross Freak, and I hope to see you in the next video.